Welcome to the Checkout Point, your quick dive into this week's e-commerce buzz with me, Alex, powered by Blicket. These 20 minutes pack the latest trends, news, and insights. Let's navigate the digital marketplace together. Ready? Let's go!
Hey folks, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the Checkout Point by Blicket.co. I'm Max, coming to you slightly over-caffeinated as usual, and...
Slightly? Max, you've been bouncing in your chair for the last 10 minutes.
Okay, fair point. But Rachel, it's Monday morning and we've got a packed show for week 43, so I need the energy.
And I'm Rachel, joining you with what I hope is a more normal amount of caffeine. Hey everyone, we're really excited to dive into this week's e-commerce news because honestly, there's so much happening right now.
Right? Like, we've got everything from massive tech outages to AI shopping revolutions to tariff chaos. It's wild out there in the e-commerce world.
Oh, and I'm super excited that we just published a new blog post on our website about order confirmation pages. It's called Why Your Order Confirmation Might Be Your Secret Sales Weapon. I cannot wait to dig into that one today.
Yes! That piece turned out so good. We're definitely going to break that down in detail because, honestly, most stores are just leaving money on the table with their confirmation pages.
Seriously. But okay, let's give everyone a quick preview of what we've got lined up for today. First up, we're talking about those order confirmation pages and why they're basically untapped gold mines.
Then, we've got the story of how an AWS outage literally broke the internet and had people calling restaurants like it's 1995 again. I mean, talk about a throwback.
Right. And then Shopify just dropped some massive platform upgrades that are going to change the game for merchants.
Oh, and you won't believe what's happening with AI shopping. Walmart's partnering with ChatGPT. Alibaba's making money off AI commerce. It's actually happening, folks.
We're also diving into the tariff situation that's making this holiday season extra interesting for retailers, and Amazon's hiring spree that tells us a lot about what they're expecting.
So yeah, we've got about 20 minutes of pure e-commerce goodness coming your way. Rachel, should we just jump in?
Let's do it. First up, those order confirmation pages that nobody's paying attention to.
So Rachel, we just published a new post on the blog that I'm actually pretty fired up about. It's all about order confirmations. And I know that sounds boring on the surface, but hear me out.
Oh, the one about order confirmations being a secret sales weapon. Yeah, I love this topic because it's something literally every store owner sees multiple times a day, but never really thinks about strategically.
Exactly. Like, we all have that moment, right? You buy something online, you click place order, and boom, you get that confirmation screen. It's comforting. It's expected. But most merchants just set it up once during their initial Shopify setup and never touch it again.
Right. It becomes this totally wasted opportunity. And what I think is fascinating is that psychologically, that moment right after someone makes a purchase, that's when they're at peak engagement with your brand. They just gave you their money. They're invested. They're excited. They're paying attention.
That's such a good point. We actually break down in the post why that moment is so powerful. The customer's literally sitting there, looking at their screen, waiting for that dopamine hit of confirmation. They're not distracted. They're not scrolling past your content. They're actually reading every word.
And most stores are just like, thanks for your order. Here's your order number. Bye. It's like inviting someone into your house and immediately showing them the door.
Ha! That's a perfect analogy. So in the post, we dive into some really actionable ways to transform that confirmation page. One of my favorite examples is using it to set expectations. Not just your order is confirmed, but painting a picture of what happens next.
Oh yeah, the delivery experience preview. Tell customers what's about to happen, when they'll get shipping notifications, what to expect when the package arrives. It builds anticipation and actually reduces support tickets because people aren't wondering where their stuff is.
Totally. And then there's the upsell angle, which I know some people might think feels pushy, but
it's actually not if you do it right, because the customer just proved they trust you enough to buy something. If you can offer them something that genuinely complements what they just purchased, it's actually helpful. Like, they just bought a camera? Maybe they need a memory card or a case.
Exactly. It's not about being sleazy. It's about being useful at the right moment. We've got some specific examples in the blog post of how to frame these recommendations so they feel natural and valuable rather than grabby.
What else did we cover? Oh, the social proof element, right? Using that space to showcase reviews or user-generated content.
Yeah, that's a big one. Someone just joined your customer base. Show them they made a great decision by highlighting what other customers are saying. It reinforces their purchase and reduces buyers' remorse before it even starts.
And here's something we've seen work really well. Turning that confirmation page into a content hub. Link to your setup guides, care instructions, or even just entertaining content related to what they bought. Keep them engaged with your brand instead of bouncing immediately.
Right. Because think about it. After most people buy something online, they just close the tab and go back to whatever they were doing. But if you give them a reason to stick around, explore, maybe even bookmark your site,
You're building a relationship instead of just completing a transaction. That's the shift we really want people to make mentally.
and the beauty of this is that it's not some massive overhaul. You're just optimizing something that already exists. The traffic is already there. You're just making better use of it.
We go through the technical side of this in the post too, like how to actually implement some of these strategies in Shopify without needing to be a developer. It's more accessible than people think.
For sure. If you're running an e-commerce store and you've never really thought about your order confirmation experience, definitely check out this post on the blog. It's at blicket.co. We'll have the link in the show notes too.
Yeah, it's one of those things where once you see it, you can't unsee it. You'll start noticing what other brands are doing with their confirmation pages, and you'll realize how much opportunity is just sitting there.
All right, so that's our little PSA about order confirmations. Don't sleep on them. Okay, Rachel. So we need to talk about something that literally broke the internet last week.
Oh no, Max. Did you try to post another one of your dad jokes on social media?
Haha, very funny. No, but seriously, Amazon Web Services had a massive outage, and it was kind of a big deal. Like half the internet just stopped working.
Wait, half the internet? That sounds dramatic even for you.
I'm not even exaggerating this time. So you know how we were just talking about order confirmations and keeping customers happy? Well, imagine if your entire online store just vanished for a few hours.
Okay, that's actually terrifying. But help me understand something. Why does Amazon having a problem affect so many other websites?
Right, so here's the thing. AWS, that's Amazon Web Services, is like the landlord of the internet. Tons of companies rent space on their servers instead of building their own. It's way cheaper and easier.
So it's like, instead of every restaurant building their own kitchen, they all share one huge commercial kitchen.
Exactly. And when that kitchen catches fire, nobody's getting lunch. This outage hit their US East region, which is basically one of their biggest data centers.
Okay, that's actually a really good analogy. I'm stealing that. But what actually happened to cause this?
So Amazon hasn't given us all the juicy details yet, but the US East region just basically had a technical meltdown. And here's what makes it wild. This region hosts some seriously huge sites.
Like, what are we talking about here? Give me examples.
Oh man. Streaming services, food delivery apps, banking websites, e-commerce stores, you name it. People were trying to order dinner and their apps were just showing error messages.
So you're telling me people actually had to, call restaurants? How retro.
I know, right? It's 2025 and we're back to phone calls like it's the 90s. But honestly, this really shows how much we depend on these cloud services.
That's actually kind of scary when you think about it. One company has that much control over the internet.
Yeah, and it's not just Amazon. There are a few big players. AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and they basically run everything. It's super convenient until it's not.
So what can businesses actually do about this? I mean, you can't just not use these services, right?
Well, smart companies do something called redundancy. Basically, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Some businesses use multiple cloud providers or have backup systems ready to go.
But that sounds expensive. Is it worth it?
I mean, think about it this way. If your online store goes down for 4 hours, how much money are you losing? How many customers are getting frustrated and maybe shopping somewhere else?
That's a fair point. Speaking of keeping customers happy, this connects back to what we were talking about earlier with order confirmations, right? Like, those confirmation emails become even more important when your website goes down.
Oh, absolutely. If customers got their confirmation before the outage, at least they know their order went through. That's one less angry email to deal with.
Silver linings, I guess. But seriously, This is definitely something businesses need to think about, especially with everyone moving to sell more products online.
For sure. And honestly, these outages are probably going to keep happening as we depend more and more on cloud services.
Great. So basically, the internet is just held together with digital duct tape.
Pretty much. Welcome to the future, Rachel. Okay, Rachel, so we've got to talk about what Shopify just dropped. And I mean, this is kind of a huge deal for anyone selling stuff online.
Ooh, what'd they do? I saw something pop up in my feed, but honestly didn't get a chance to dig into it yet.
So you know how before, if you were selling something with a bunch of different options, like t-shirts in different colors and sizes, you could only have like 100 combinations max?
Right, the variant limit. I remember hearing merchants complain about that constantly.
Well, Shopify just said, hold my coffee, and bumped it up to 2,048 variants per product. That's like 20 times more.
Wait, seriously? 2,000 variants? Who even needs that many options?
Okay, fair question. But think about it. Imagine you're selling custom sneakers. You've got different sizes, colors, materials, maybe custom text options. Those combinations add up super fast. It's like when you're at Subway trying to order a sandwich, and there's basically infinite possibilities.
That's such a max analogy. But honestly, that actually makes sense. Speaking of infrastructure, though, didn't we just talk about how AWS went down and caused chaos for everyone?
Oh, yeah. And that's actually a great point, because here's Shopify making their platform more robust, while other infrastructure is, occasionally taking unexpected naps.
Unexpected naps. I like that. Way nicer than saying catastrophic failures.
But here's what else is happening in the Shopify world that's pretty cool. There's this new thing called Rebuy Monetize by Fluent, and it's basically helping merchants make more money without doing extra work.
Okay, I'm always a little suspicious when someone says make money without work. What's the actual deal here?
So it's like having a really smart shopping assistant that knows exactly what your customers want. It uses data to suggest products people are actually likely to buy. Kind of like Netflix recommendations, but for shopping.
That reminds me of where we're headed next with Walmart and ChatGPT. Everything's getting smarter about understanding what people actually want to purchase.
Exactly. And speaking of helping merchants, there's this new free service called Bold Match that literally matchmakes Shopify store owners with the right agencies to help them grow.
Wait, like dating apps, but for business relationships?
Ha! Yes. Swipe right if you want better conversion rates.
But seriously, that's actually pretty helpful. Finding the right agency is tough, especially if you're just starting out.
Right? And check this out. All this innovation is why the Motley Fool is saying October might be a great time to buy Shopify stock. They're basically becoming the everything platform for online selling.
I mean, when you look at it all together, more flexibility with variants, better tools for making sales, support for finding help, they're really building out this whole ecosystem.
And that's the thing, While AWS is having its occasional technical difficulties, Shopify's out here expanding what merchants can actually do on their platform.
It's like they're thinking about the actual problems real business owners face every day. Not just the technical stuff, but the how do I actually grow my business stuff?
Exactly. And with 2,048 variants, you could literally sell customizable products that weren't even possible before on their platform.
Though I still think 2048 is wild. That's more options than my brain can even process.
That's because you still can't decide what to order for lunch.
Okay, fair. But honestly, this is all pretty impressive stuff from Shopify. They're really thinking big picture here.
And that's exactly why merchants keep choosing them. They're constantly evolving and actually listening to what sellers need. Okay, so Rachel, I've got to tell you about something that literally blew my mind this week. Walmart just partnered with OpenAI so you can shop directly through ChatGPT.
Wait, what? Like I can just be chatting with ChatGPT and suddenly order groceries?
Exactly. It's like having a shopping assistant built right into your AI conversations. You know how we were just talking about Shopify expanding product variants? Well, this is the next level. AI becoming the actual storefront.
Okay, but how does that even work? Like I'm asking ChatGPT for dinner recipes and it's just going to be like, hey, want me to order those ingredients from Walmart for you?
Pretty much. And honestly, I can see myself using that. I mean, How many times have you looked up a recipe and then had to manually add everything to a cart?
That's actually really convenient. But I'm wondering, is this even profitable? Like, AI isn't cheap to run.
Okay, so this is where it gets super interesting. Alibaba just announced that their AI spending for their e-commerce platforms, Taobao and Tmall, is already breaking even.
Already? That seems fast.
Right? I thought the same thing. But think about it. They're processing millions of transactions. Even small improvements in conversion rates or customer service efficiency add up really quickly at that scale.
So what kind of AI are they using? Like chatbots for customer service?
That plus product recommendations, inventory management, fraud detection. It's basically AI all the way down. And the fact that it's breaking even means this isn't just some expensive experiment anymore. It's actually working.
That reminds me of something my friend said last week. She was complaining about checkout being such a hassle, and I kept thinking, there's gotta be a better way.
Well, there is. And it's called payments orchestration. Check this out. It's basically giving merchants the flexibility to experiment with what they're calling agentic commerce.
Okay, you lost me. Agentic commerce? That sounds like something from a sci-fi movie.
Ha! I know, right? But it's actually pretty cool. Think of it like this. Instead of being locked into one payment system, merchants can switch between different payment methods and processors on the fly. It's like having multiple checkout lanes that automatically adapt to what works best.
Oh, so like if one payment method isn't working well, they can instantly switch to another?
Exactly. And when you combine that with AI agents that can actually make purchasing decisions, like that ChatGPT Walmart thing we mentioned, you need that kind of flexibility. The AI needs to work with whatever payment system makes sense in that moment.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. Walmart's letting AI do the shopping. Alibaba's proving it's profitable. And payments orchestration is making sure the whole thing actually works smoothly.
Look at you, connecting all the dots. But seriously, this is a massive shift. We're moving from, I need to go to a website and click buttons, to, I'll just tell my AI what I need.
I mean, I love the convenience, but part of me is like, do I really want AI making my purchasing decisions?
That's totally fair. I think right now it's more about AI helping you make decisions rather than making them for you. But yeah, we're definitely going to need to figure out where those boundaries are.
And with tariffs and supply chain issues, you know, the stuff we're about to talk about, having smarter, faster commerce systems might actually help merchants adapt more quickly.
Absolutely. When things get chaotic, having AI that can adjust pricing, manage inventory, and handle payments automatically could be a game changer. Okay, so I've got to tell you about something that's been absolutely shaking up the retail world right now. Tariffs. I know, sounds like a snooze fest topic. But honestly, this is wild.
Wait, tariffs? Like the taxes on imported stuff? What's happening?
So get this. Packages are literally being destroyed, like crushed, gone, because of tariff chaos, right as we're heading into the holiday shopping season.
Hold on, destroyed? As in, people's orders are just, what, getting thrown away?
Yeah. So basically, when these new tariffs hit, it created this massive backlog at ports and warehouses. Companies are scrambling to figure out what they owe, what they don't, and some packages are just sitting there so long, they're being deemed unsalvageable, or the costs are too high to process them.
That's actually terrifying when you think about it. I mean, speaking of what we just talked about with Walmart and AI making shopping easier, what good is convenience if your package never actually arrives?
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting. You know who's handling this like a boss? Costco.
Costco? Really? How?
So they're doing what they call SKU flexibility. Basically, instead of freaking out when their usual supplier gets hit with tariffs, they're like, cool, we'll just find a different supplier in a different country. Or we'll switch up the product entirely.
That's such a Costco move, though, right? They're always playing that long game.
Right? But here's the thing. Not everyone can do that. Small businesses, they're getting absolutely crushed by this.
Yeah, I was reading about that. These aren't giant corporations with buyers in every country. They're like mom and pop shops trying to get their inventory in.
And economists are saying this is actually a warning sign for the whole economy. When small businesses start hurting this bad, it ripples out everywhere. They can't absorb these costs like the big guys can.
I'm wondering, though, what about the stuff that's already being made here? Like, didn't they just formalize tariffs on trucks and buses?
Oh man, yes! So even domestically made vehicles are dealing with this because parts are coming from all over the world. You can't just manufacture a whole truck in one place anymore. That's not how global supply chains work.
It's like trying to make a sandwich, but every ingredient is in a different country. And suddenly, each border is charging you extra to bring stuff through.
That's actually a perfect analogy. And speaking of getting stuff to people, this is going to make Amazon's job even harder during the holidays. They're already hiring tons of fulfillment workers to handle the seasonal rush.
Right. But now they're dealing with unpredictable supply chains on top of that. That's got to be a nightmare to manage.
Which is why companies that can pivot quickly, like Costco with their buyer experience and flexibility, they're the ones who will survive this. They're thinking, okay, if this supplier doesn't work, who's plan B, C, and D?
But here's what I'm wondering. At what point does all this switching around and scrambling actually start affecting quality or prices for us?
That's the million-dollar question, honestly. Because eventually, someone's paying for all this chaos. And spoiler alert, it's probably going to be the customers.
Yikes. So basically, if you're holiday shopping this year, maybe don't wait until the last minute?
Okay, so Amazon is hiring 250,000 holiday workers for the third year in a row. That's like filling up 3 football stadiums with people.
Wait, third consecutive year? That's actually really interesting timing, especially with all those rumors about corporate layoffs floating around.
Right? So here's the deal. They're cutting back on the corporate side, the folks working in offices, but they're going all in on warehouse workers. It's like they're saying, we need boots on the ground, not more people in meetings.
That reminds me of what we were just talking about with those tariff issues and supply chain problems. If packages are getting destroyed before they even reach customers, you definitely want more people in fulfillment centers to handle the chaos, right?
Handle the chaos. That's basically the job description for holiday retail. But honestly, there's this wild contrast happening. Amazon's bringing in 250,000 temporary workers, while consumers are super worried about prices.
How worried are we talking?
Most U.S. consumers, we're talking the majority here, expect higher holiday prices and a weaker economy. That's according to a recent survey, and it's kind of a double whammy.
I mean, I get it. Everyone I know is being way more careful with their holiday shopping budget this year. But here's what I'm wondering. If people are worried about spending, why is Amazon hiring so many workers? That seems backwards.
That's such a good point. But check this out. Amazon's actually planning ahead. They're hiking their fulfillment fees in 2026, so they know costs are going up. They're probably thinking, let's staff up now while we can.
Okay, but fulfillment fee increases? That's definitely getting passed down to sellers, which means it eventually hits consumers too. So we're all just gonna pay more?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like this domino effect. Amazon raises fees, sellers raise prices, and shoppers like us end up paying the difference. And with everyone already expecting higher prices, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
So what does this mean for actual holiday shopping this year? Should people be worried about getting their stuff on time?
You know what? With 250,000 extra workers, delivery times should actually be pretty solid. Amazon's clearly learned from past holiday seasons. They're not messing around.
Unlike me, who starts holiday shopping on December 23rd every year.
Rachel, that's chaos energy, and I respect it. But seriously, the bigger story here is how Amazon's adapting. They're trimming the corporate fat while beefing up their actual fulfillment operations.
It's smart, honestly. Like, when push comes to shove during the holidays, you don't need another executive. You need someone who can pack boxes fast.
Exactly. And this whole situation shows how retailers are preparing for what might be a really challenging season. High prices, nervous consumers, but massive hiring to meet demand.
I'm still thinking about those consumers, though. If most people expect the economy to be weak, but Amazon's still hiring like crazy, someone's math isn't adding up.
Maybe Amazon knows something we don't. Or maybe they're just betting that even in a weak economy, people will still shop online. I mean, where else are you going to buy that weird gift for your uncle at 2 a.m.?
Fair point. Though with those fee hikes coming in 2026, sellers are probably already starting to sweat about their margins.
Oh, absolutely. This is one of those situations where everyone in the supply chain feels the squeeze, from the sellers to the shoppers to those 250,000 seasonal workers trying to make everything happen. Well, that was quite a week in e-commerce, wasn't it? Week 43 just flew by.
It really did. And honestly, I'm still thinking about that AWS outage. Like the idea of people actually having to call restaurants on the phone to order food? That's wild.
Right? It's like we've gone full circle. But you know what really got me excited? That Shopify variant update. 2,000 variants. Do you know how many different styles of socks I could sell now?
Max, please don't start a sock empire. But seriously, I love the order confirmation page segment. I mean, we all just click away from those so fast, but there's so much potential there.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. It's like we're all sitting on these gold mines and just walking away from them.
Exactly. And the whole AI shopping thing with Walmart and ChatGPT, that's going to change everything. I'm genuinely curious to see where that goes.
For sure. Although I'm a little worried about those tariffs messing up everyone's holiday shopping. That one hit different.
It really did. But hey, that's why we're here, to help make sense of all this craziness happening in the e-commerce world.
Speaking of which, huge thanks to everyone who hung out with us today. Seriously, you guys are the best.
We really do appreciate you spending your time with us. If you enjoyed hanging out with us, we'd love it if you joined us again next week for more e-commerce news and maybe a few more of Max's terrible jokes.
Hey, my jokes are... okay, they're pretty bad. But they're charmingly bad.
Sure, Max. And hey, swing by blicket.co if you want more cool resources. There's tons of great stuff there to help you level up your online store.
Yeah. And next week, we'll be back with more news, more insights, and I promise at least one joke that'll make Rachel actually laugh.
I'll believe it when I hear it.
Fair enough. All right, everyone. We'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening. Take care and happy selling.
See you next time on the checkout point.